Hey YouTube, it's Lorna Blake of lornablake.com and empoweryourself.com, and I'm coming to you from outside, actually, a couple of steps from my apartment. I'm under a grove of pine trees, and I'm actually not too far from the street, so you might get a couple of you might hear some street noise. I trust that it will be okay. So I want to thank you for watching and welcome. This is the second video in the series, my spiritual wake-up call, and in the first one I talked about how I'd had an amalgam filling removed. I had gone to Thailand and had the work done. I thought it was going to be a great healthy thing for me. I had a porcelain filling replacing the amalgam filling, and how just earlier this year, which was 4.5, almost 5 years after having done that, I had a dental emergency. I won't get into too many of the details because, you know, I'd already spoken about it. So I want you to check out the first video, my spiritual wake-up call, a dental emergency. And what I wanted to do is clarify a couple of things. One of the things that I had talked about in that first video was how I had you could say an injury occur as a result of saying goodbye to my brother. And I wanted to just clarify. I talked about the fact that he's a huge guy. He towers over me. And so, you know, we're very playful and we love to joke around. And so I went, and I was getting ready to say goodbye to him, and he was getting ready to hug me. And in his attempt to hug me, because he's very big, his body is very tough, he was trying to put his arm around me, and his elbow or his arm got me in the jaw, just in the same area where I had the abscess. So what followed as a result of that was that the very next day, on my way to LA, actually, I just landed in LA airport, and the abscess burst. So I had to see the dentist, a dental surgeon, right away. It was a huge thing. It was very, very, I guess you could say, on some level, it was important for me to have a good team of a dental surgeon and a specialist who knew what they were doing to take care of it. And so as a result of, you know, the extent of the surgery, they had to get in there, remove the abscess and all the infected area, and remove the tooth. They really pumped me up with a lot of antibiotics. Now, I wanted to share one more thing about that particular incident. The night after my brother's arm landed in my jaw, that was the night I was getting ready to leave. And so it took me a while to fall asleep that night because I was in pain. I did get some Tylenol or something, but I was still feeling pain. And I'll tell you that after falling asleep, I don't know how long I was asleep, I felt my body jump out of the bed as if by electricity. And it scared me to the point where I thought, I wonder if I'm dying. And I called out to God, the angels, my guardians, my guides, my ancestors. I was calling out for help, and I said, I know that, I said, is it my time to die? And I didn't get the sense that it was time to die. And I said, I've got work to do here. I want to be okay. Please help me to be okay so I can actually get to California. And I had a conference that I was scheduled to be at. So, you know, I asked for help and I got it. So fast forward to the dental surgery. I got the surgery. They pumped me up with a lot of antibiotics. And 3 months later, I had the impact of the antibiotics. It was like a Candida, a systemic Candida overgrowth in my system. And as a result of that, I was dealing with a lot of symptoms. I had days when I felt dizzy. I had days when I felt weak, tired, just not myself at all. That was just this past May, so June, July, August, 3 months ago, 3.5, probably 3.5 months ago. The whole month of May, I felt like I was just not right. There was something not right. And it was during this time that I started to do cleanses. I changed the way I was eating. I actually started having greens juices. I talked about that in the previous video. And I just put together things like dandelion greens and chard and kale, lettuce. Excuse me, I chop them up and I drop them in the blender with lots of water. I just press the button, blend them all out. Most of the time no fruit, because what I was doing, I was attempting to kill off all the sweet, the sugar, because I understand that Candida feeds off of sugar. So I was just having plain greens juices. I was having lots of salads. I cut out a lot of the meat. I cut out sugar. I even stopped using a toothpaste because I was cutting sugar out completely, and I started using just baking soda. And if I recall correctly now, I started to feel better. I had days when I started to feel better, and then days when I wasn't so great. But by June, I would say by June, I started to feel much improvement in the way I was experiencing life on a day-to-day basis. And then I had an interesting experience. It was early June. It was around the time of the Venus transit. I did a colon cleanse the day before that, and I recognized that in the process of doing a colon cleanse that I was clearing out not just whatever physical junk was in my system, but I was also clearing out spiritually. And I set an intention that I was going to become even more spiritually attuned. And so the day of the Venus transit, I was actually meditating early that morning. And I went back to lay down in my bed. There's a bike passing. So anyways, the bike has passed. So as I went to lay back down in bed, I recognized that Joe was beside me, and I fell asleep. And somewhere in the process of sleeping, I heard a voice, a male voice that could have been Joe's voice, say, love. And it was so loud in my ears, I woke up and I turned around to look beside me if Joe was there, and he wasn't. And I called out to him in the other room, and I said to him, Joe, was that you was that you talking to me a while ago? And he said, no, that wasn't me. I said, well, that's funny, because I just heard a male voice say to me, love. And it occurred to me that my guides were talking, that my angels were talking, and that I needed to pay attention. So I'm going to leave it right there for now. I'm going to share more in the next, it's a series that I'm doing, and I want to share where I'm at. I want to bring you up to speed with where I'm at. So this is it for today. I just want to share that with you and just leave you with love and blessings. Have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.